I'm still stuck on this Jarred Vanderbilt situation because I know a lot of Jazz fans love them some Vando, and I think there's a lot of reason to like him in the second and third quarter. But I don't think he's a guy that you can play late in games, certainly not the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've been talking to a lot of people about his availability, and I do believe that the Utah Jazz would trade him. I don't think there is anything that you look at Jarred Vanderbilt and say he's untouchable, frankly. And I think, you know, the only guy probably on this roster right now that's untouchable is probably Lauri Markkanen, just because he's a guy that you can build around. That's a guy that's going to be an all-star. But, I mean, if we're really being honest, is Jarred Vanderbilt a guy that you have to hang on to? And I would tell you that he's not. I think Jarred Vanderbilt's a heck of a player. He's a really good defensive specialist. He has a use offensively currently, which is corner threes, and I think that's about it. He's going to get you the occasional tip dunk. He'll get you the occasional alley-oop, but he's not a guy that you can be like, all right, he's going to come in, set picks, and rebound for us. That's not what he does.
Right.
And I think when you look at Jarred Vanderbilt, I think right now you can say to him, hey, go guard my 3 or 4. You can say that to Vando. I don't know that I want him guarding, you know, most 5s in this league. You're not going to say, hey, go guard an Anthony Davis, right? You're not going to say that. Jarred Vanderbilt's a very limited player, and if we take our emotions out of it, and this goes back to the Don and the Rudy and the, you know, buckets or bench conversation, like, real. Hey, if we take our emotions out of it, Jarred Vanderbilt's a guy that I think you can move. And if you look around the Western Conference right now, I think you look at teams like, you know, the Dallases of the world. Dallas gets a big win over Phoenix last night. My guy Book did not show up. 11 points is just simply not good enough. Uh-oh. But you know that Phoenix is going to be fine. You know that they're going to be fine. That's the best team in the Western Conference. You know that Dallas gets a big win last night, but are they really a championship contender? Well, they're probably not. I look at the Utah Jazz and I say to myself, well, hey, if Dallas had a Vando and a Beasley on that roster, are they a better basketball team? Yeah, they're a far better basketball team.
Yeah.
If you have a guy in Vando that you can play for 7 to 10 minute stretches where he can lock a guy defensively, or if you have a guy in a Malik Beasley that can knock down a big 3-pointer, you're a better team, right? You can see that Dallas can add and scale and they can win a championship. I don't think you can say that about the Utah Jazz. Jarred Vanderbilt, to me, is just not a long-term consequential guy to this team.
Yeah, I agree with that. I completely agree with that. But I also am not going to ignore the fact that you could develop him into a pretty good NBA player, and I think that they need to continue to do that until they make a true decision on him. Like that's kind of what I mean about this team. Like you have like Vando is a guy that you could easily develop, add value to, and then move him. You could absolutely do that, and I would have no problem with you doing that. If you said to me, hey, we're going to develop this guy, and we see this guy being this team's Draymond, if you will. Like, he fills that kind of a role on the team where he's going to play defense, and he's going to be an elite screen setter, which he's not right now, and he's going to make the very, very occasional corner 3. Most nights he gets 3 to 4 attempts out of the corner, and he'll make 1 to 2 of those on most nights. Some nights it'll be 4 or 4, but most nights it's 1 or 2. Like, okay, I could see that. And that works. Like I'm with that. But I think with where this team is at now, developing them, adding value, and then trading them is the smart way to go, because this is far from a finished roster. This is not the end. This is just simply the beginning, and you're just playing games because that's what you do as an NBA basketball team. You play basketball games. So that's what I mean. Like, that's why I think that whether we look at a guy like Vando, whether we look at a guy like the Beasleys of the world, even Jordan Clarkson to a certain extent, I think needs some development. Like, there are guys on this roster that you can develop and move.
But see, even like a Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah.
I think even like a Jordan Clarkson, I know what he is. Yeah. I know what he is. That's a sixth man. He's not a starter on a championship caliber team, right? Agreed. So you move that guy. I like a Kelly Olynyk. Kelly Olynyk is a role player on any – I mean, if he's still a Celtic, he's a role player, right? I mean, he's not – by the way, Jason Tatum is out of his gourd right now.
Yeah.
Like, that cat is – whoo. If Kelly O is still on the Celtics, he's a role player, right? You don't have that guy on this team. Outside of Lauri Markkanen, I would not be married to anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody. I want to see Walker Kessler's top end. And again, I think 8 out of 10 nights I'm starting Walker Kessler. I want minutes of consequence. I want to see what that kid can do.
What do you have to lose?
I want to see what that kid can do. I think, and again, this isn't a knock on. I'm just being very honest about Jarred Vanderbilt. I know what he is. And I think if you're Vando, I think you just have to recognize that he's a guy that is a very limited player. Josh Levern says Kelly O got his number retired by Gonzaga last night. Gonzaga last night. Yeah, and did anybody see that, by the way, Danny Ainge was at Gonzaga last night. Gonzaga. Yeah. Danny Ainge was at Gonzaga last night to watch Kelly O get his number retired. That's a pretty cool moment.
Yeah.
Gonzaga.
Greg Hawkins says, imagine being unable to afford $100 that you made and then using poverty to describe anyone else except yourself. Well, duck season. That's all I can think of is that you can't afford to pay your bet. Okay, there's a Fat G Bus. Credit to Fat Jesus, inspiration for my new username. Wow. Arlington Bear says, I would kill for Portillo's in Utah.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. Again, the order is two Chicago dogs, straight up. Got to get the pickle, got to get the relish. I'm not a big fan of the peppers, though, right? Then you got to get 2 fries, 2 cheese sauces in some kind of shake, preferably strawberry. Just saying.
There are good hot dogs here. There's not a great hot dog place here, in my opinion.
No.
And we're going to talk about here coming up in about 30 minutes. It's National Microwave Day. We got to talk about that. Let's see. Tanner says, how many finals has Dame been to duck season? What did he say about Dame? Oh, God. You guys don't take the bait on this.
What are you doing, guys?
You guys are just clickbait. We are. So is duck season, though.
Yeah.
So is duck season.
Yeah.
Tanner, don't take, Salty Drunk says, I think that's the point, Tanner. LOL. Yeah. Don't take the bait. Don't do it. Don't do it. You just should not do it. Tonelli says, good morning, fellas. Caleb Williams for Heisman this weekend, even losing to Utah twice. I think you can make a pretty strong case. I think you could. Neville93 says, do you guys think Sexton will stay with us next year? I don't know why you would trade him. I think
it's not up to him.
I think he's... I think you're starting to see that this is going to be a terrible thing to say out loud. Will Hardy fertilized that seed and now it's growing. I think Will Hardy's tough talk with Colin Sexton on the bench has really helped him. And I would expect to see the Jazz come out tomorrow against Golden State at the Viv as a really solid performance. I would expect that. They've had 3 days of practice. I would expect them to really come out
locked in
and have a really good game.
Yeah.
I would expect you to really compete against that. I would. I just, yeah. Let's see. Fat Jeebus says 22-23 Mavs are hurting without Jalen Brunson. I think they miss him for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Man, you guys, come on, man. Kurt Meyer says, so where are we at with subs?
Great question, Kurt.
Great question.
Yeah,
Kurt.
Great question.
By the way, there's 110 people here. Can you guys all hit
Please
the
like it.
button?
It really makes a big difference.
We're at 8,242, so we've had a pretty good couple of days on the show. But we've had 700 views and only 64 likes. Come on, you guys. Everybody that's here right now, 107 of you, please give us a like.
What would I do without you?
That would really help the show grow. Salty Drunk says Sexton shouldn't be wearing Jingles jersey for that. That's for certain. Joe Ingles is not getting his jersey retired.
No.
You're not retiring the number 2 for Joe Ingles.
No.
Right? Lopes fan Gabe says, so we're going to just pretend Portillo's isn't way overrated. Oh, God.
Oh, I swear to God. Gabe, dude, you're pissing me off now. Dude, we had such a good thing going together,
Wow.
Man.
Gabe said, when we lived in Chicago, I had a better hot dog sandwich, and a hot dog is a sandwich. Thank you. From the cart inside a Home Depot than Portillo's.
Dude, you're out of your mind, bro.
Wow.
You're okay. I know what this is. You know what? He's not. This isn't.
Is this
Gabe
clickbait?
talking.
Is this clickbait?
That's what this is. He got on the phone with Duck Season, and they're colluding to clickbait the chat. That's what this is. Because you can't tell me this is your honest take, Lopes fan, Gabe. Come on,
guy. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Like, come on.
And by the way, their Italian beef on top of an Italian sausage, creme de la fat ass. It is so good.
Creme de la fat ass.
What?
Where did you come up with that?
Off the top of my head, it's called brilliance.
Dude.
It's called brilliance. I know you were born in 1993.
Where's the Italian?
Settle down. I am Italian. I am Italian. Wow, Lopes fan Gabe. Wow. Giggity says, I go to Portillo's for their beef sandwich, not the glizzies. Okay. I like the beef sandwich there too, as I just said. I mean, it is.
Okay. What did Alex say right there? Right below the one you got highlighted. Right below
Alan
Giggity.
Corbin?
Oh, Alan.
Did Hardy soak it? I'll see myself out.
Yeah.
Alan, you're the man, dude. You're the man.
Let's go.
Love it. Let's see. Tanner says, guys, I'm in Draper with all the Cougars.
Well,
my guy. Happy hunting.
Hey, guys.
Happy hunting. Arlington Bear says, I'm listening to the show with headphones in the kitchen. I just swore in front of my kids because of Gabe. I'm pissed.
Let's settle this right now.
he's heated. He's heated in the chat.
Let's do it. Be outraged for me, Arlington. Absolutely. Karn's amazing. Alan Corbin visited Chicago a few years ago. Portillo's isn't Portillo's, and it was life-changing. Lou Malnati's was good, too. Look, if we're talking hot dogs in
Chicago's different.
It's Super Dog.
Yeah, Chicago's different, dude.
It's Scottsdale, Arizona.
Say no more.
Gabe? Dude, when I come to spring training, we're going to have a talk about this. I am going to sit on your chest and force feed you Portillo.
Yes.
Salty Drunk says, I can't get that hat out of my head, Gabe. That hat out of my head. Okay. That's fine. 100% ready to fight, Arlington Bears says.
Oh, man.
Since we're truth-telling here, let's admit Al's beef is trash. Good Lord. Gabe's like, I'm just going to light the world on fire.
You see, I'm a guy of simple taste.
Good night. Anyway, no, I'm not reading that. No. Listen, Alan, is Tanner really Zach Wilson with all this Cougar talk?
Well, see what he did there? See what he did there?
Josh Levern says, 2 men, 1 Portillo.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
You don't get that reference at all. You don't get that reference. I guarantee, and you cannot describe it if you do, but I know you do not get that reference. You do not. That is a heinous, disgusting adult genre movie reference.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's not the reference I thought it was then.
Yeah. I'm going to say it's not. Oh, my God. Okay, single best hot dog you've ever had. Mine is absolutely Super Dog.
Super Dog, yeah. All day. Super Dog, yeah.
It's not even close.
Fry game is strong.
And the original Super Dog. The original Super Dog.
Yeah.
112 people watching the show.
So wait.
71 likes.
So subs were at, what did you say, 8240?
We are at 8242.
Yeah. Get us to 9,000 by the end of the month, and you'll go to a Jazz game for free.
758 subs to go, and we give away Jazz tickets to the Cleveland game.
Today's the 6th. So
we got 25 days.
So what is that?
25 days.
Let's do a little math together here. So what do we need? What is it? 800 subs, right?
Yeah.
About?
Yeah.
Is that 32?
700. No, it's 700.
Oh, is it 700?
And 58.
Okay, 758.
Divided by 25.
Divided by 25. 30 a day. Come on.
We do average about 30 subs a day. Tell your friends, man. And what we're going to do is we're going to give you a Jazz game experience. And if you don't live in Utah and you watch the show and Gabe, now you're not allowed to win because of your ridiculously on Portillo's.
Dilly.
I just don't know that I can be in the same state as you at this point. Yeah. The point is, if you live in Arizona or Idaho or wherever, we have a lot of people who listen out of the state of Utah. If you want to get yourself to Utah, we'll absolutely take you to a Jazz game. It is January against the Cavs. I don't remember the exact date, but once we get closer, we'll let you know. I'll buy you anything you want. I would tell you to get a sweatshirt. Don't get a jersey yet because you're going to waste it.
Having fun is the name of the game.
Yeah, it'll be good. UC Regent Gumby says gas station hot dog is king. You actually like the Maverick burritos.
I do. For what they are, they're good.
They are good.
Again, it's expectations, though.
I agree.
Right? It's like the Jazz. If you go in thinking they're going to win a championship, you're going to think it's trash.
Ooh. Let's see. Lopes fan Gabe says nothing beats going to Wiener Circle after midnight. Is that like a?
Yeah, is that a
is that a nightclub?
or,
Wiener Circle.
Yeah,
Gabe?
I mean, can you?
I mean, listen, my guy. I mean, I'm not judging you, but I mean,
Duck season, get the hell out of here, bro. You
What?
got a lot of nerve coming in here at the bottom there asking for Jazz tickets,
guy,
bro.
you owe us $100.
Yeah, why don't you contribute to the show and then maybe we'll think about it.
What
How
are you
about that?
talking about? What are you talking about? Josh Levern says got to be that Costco hot dog for $1.50.
Well,
Look,
see-
Costco hot dogs are not bad.
Nothing to shake a stick at, dude.
It's not a super dog from Chicago.
Nope, it's not. And
But-
it's definitely not Portillo's, but it's pretty good.
You know.
Again, for what it is.
You know. It is. Taleni says, can I go? B-Day present. Yeah. As long as you subscribe. As long as you subscribe. And maybe this is tomorrow or someday. If you guys, if we get to 200 likes on a show, on a live show, while we are
While
live.
it's happening. Got to cross
While we
200.
are live. Maybe we'll give away Jazz tickets.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nobody said we didn't have them already. No, I mean, it's not been specified.
You know.
We have a room back here. Who knows?
124 to go, you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's do this thing, man. Let's see. Neville says, I told all my coworkers to subscribe. Let's go. J-Dogs is okay. I don't hate J-Dogs, but I don't think, and maybe it's because I'm from Chicago, and Arlington Bears can probably
But before you give your
back me
take,
up.
do you think you're a hot dog purist? Like,
Yes,
because
yes.
you've had...
a hot dog snob.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. All right, go ahead.
If you've never had Superdog on Milwaukee Avenue in Chicago,
Yeah.
don't talk to me about hot dogs.
With all due
You
respect.
you know nothing. You're like Jake. You haven't lived or seen anything or done anything in your life. That was a long way to go to insult you. But anyway, the point is,
You're casual.
Superdog in Chicago is just,
Top notch.
dude. Carney's on
Oh my God.
we're going to
Dude,
LA.
We have
Yeah,
to.
we're
dude.
going to LA.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a YouTube short there.
Yeah.
We're going to be off the last week of the year, by the way.
Yep.
The Friday before Christmas will be our last show for 2022. And we're going to go to LA and spend a week in LA in Tahoe. Got to go to Carney's on the Sunset Strip. Have to
Yeah.
do it. Like, it's not really optional. You know, like, you know. UC Regent Gumby says time to create some extra accounts.
My
It
guy.
is. It is.
Mail-in ballots, you know?
Yep. Arlington Bears. By the way, you know that Georgia election is today.
Is it going on already?
It is.
Let's get some CNN on here.
It is
Oh, Fox
absolutely
News.
going on.
News.
Lopes fan, Arlington Bears says, Lopes fan, I have too many questions about your spending $20 on a chocolate shake at Wiener Circle after midnight. Okay, is that a euphemism? Like,
Thought you said Wiener Circle.
I'm sorry, did you say $20 on a hot dog that you put in a chocolate shake? Is it, like, come on. This is a family show.
Yeah, we all know this is a family show. There's no sex talks or cursing or any of that nonsense. Get the hell out of here. This is a PG show, okay?
Wiener Circle. How dare you? How dare you? Josh Levern says Monty is a snob on the dog. Yep.
Well,
ain't no doubt about
Yes,
it.
yes, yes.
Alan Corbin says my kingdom for a decent hot dog is Utah.